Hello everyone and welcome to the September 2023 Energetic Insights. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Deepika Mystery and I'm an intuitive guide, energy healer, coach and a consultant. And for 4 years now, I've been sharing these insights on a month-by-month basis, and it's really geared out for those of you that are becoming more and more consciously aware of your intuitive and energetic abilities and are looking for some practical guidance to help you to navigate your way through. So if that sounds like you, welcome, you're here at the right place. Oh my golly gosh, I cannot believe that I've been doing these insights for 4 years, and I just really want to say a massive thank you to each and every one of you that have subscribed to this YouTube channel, have been following me on Instagram, liking the insights, watching the insights, and also sharing and commenting on these insights. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. I would not be doing this without you. So thank you so very, very much. Okay, so let's go into the energies for this month. And what I got from the guides is that there's this really beautiful, it's almost a very still, calm energy of peace, love, and clarity that's going to be moving through us. And many of us will start to feel this in our body, and we'll feel this sense of our heart opening and this really peaceful energy kind of coming through us. And we'll be exchanging this energy with people that we meet as well this month. This month is going to be a very powerful month where we are going to be in this kind of holding space. And this is really key to honor this holding space. It's a time for rest, restoration, and a time to really go inwards, because we are about to embark on a massive, massive birthing journey. So this goes back to the plot twist energies, and as I'm saying this, oh my goodness, my whole body is starting to tingle with goosebumps at the moment. So at the end of September and the beginning of October, as I've mentioned before in the previous insights, that we are about to enter the third plot twist. And as I mentioned in August insights, this is a birthing. It's like new beginnings. And so this is part one of the new beginnings, and the second part is going to take place in December, January. And what I was getting for this energy and this birthing energy, it's going to be really, really big at the end of the month and beginning of October. So right now, as much as you can, really honor and take advantage of this holding space. And it's a time where I think it's almost like the image that I get is those of you that have been pregnant and you're in the last month, you tend to take things really, really slow, and you get the realizations that, oh my goodness, my life is not going to be the same. There's going to be a new human in this world, and it's going to be centered around them. So it's almost like that feeling where you just want to slow down. I would just say honor it, really, really honor it, because we're not going to get this time again to honor this kind of holding space, because we are going to go into this birthing space. And what I'm also getting is October, the birth will be completed by the end of October. Then November and December will have a chance to kind of adjust to whatever we have birthed. And then from January onwards, and I'm getting goosebumps again, it's going to get really, really, really fast, where we are living this new way of being, this new life that we've been intending for ourselves, desiring for ourselves, and we're going to be living and moving through it very, very fast in 2024. So really take your time this month, go slow, and honor this holding space. What I also got from the guides is those of us, I mean, I know myself included, we've had a tough couple of months, well, not couple of months, many months and many years as well now. And what the guides are saying is don't give up on hope. Trust in the work that you have done, and know that you're in partnership with the universe, and it has your back, and it has its own way of delivering to you what you need, what you deserve. And remember that everything is working for you and not against you. And I think that's a really powerful message that came through from the guides. And I know many of us know this, and I know this as well, but sometimes we forget, sometimes we get lost in our chaos, sometimes we get lost in our old woundings and patterns. So it's a really great reminder, and sometimes you just need to maybe write this out and stick it on a post-it note so you remember it daily as you kind of enter this new birthing phase. All right, Before we move on to the themes for this month, let's take a moment to recap on the themes for August. So the 4 key themes in August were authenticity and vulnerability, death, cosmic reshuffle, and be your emotions. So if any of those themes are resonating with you, please do go back and watch those insights. Otherwise, let's move on to the first theme for this month. And the first theme this month is called gratitude. Wow. I know it's one of the things that many of us say to practice gratitude, but it's really, really not easy. And let's just honor it. Let's honor the fact that when we are in the middle of chaos, when our life is being turned upside down, or we're not getting what we want, it can be really, really hard to be grateful for what we have and the experiences that we had. So I think this theme is really about honoring that as well. So it is a confusing time. Many of us will be feeling loss, and many of us will be feeling a little bit wonky, a little bit unbalanced, a little bit all over the place. We may be feeling like we're not quite ourselves. And again, it goes back to that holding space. We are in this holding space, so we are not who we were, and we're not quite yet who we're going to be, because we're yet to birth that part of ourselves. So we're in this holding space, which is about rest and restoration. So I'm going to keep saying that this month, because it's such a powerful energy that is coming through, and I just really feel that we all need to honor that, which will then help us as we go into the birthing space. So I think around the gratitude theme is to understand that it's okay to feel confused, it's okay to feel lost, it's okay to feel ungrateful. It's just the reason why we may be feeling all those things is because that we've gone through really fast, major energetic shifts, and there's been cycles of death, cycles of rebirth, and it does take its toll on us. So I think it's just okay to honor exactly wherever you are, and also to recognize that we are constantly making choices. They could be conscious choices that we know that we're making, and unconscious choices. And I think the key behind this message is to know that you're constantly choosing. So anytime you feel disempowered, just kind of take a step back and remember, actually, I am consciously creating this. I'm consciously choosing this. So what inside of me that is maybe unconscious, that is actually creating this experience, that is causing this chaos, or that's causing this wonkiness, or causing me to be all over the place. So it's a great way to kind of come back into yourself, and you will learn something new about yourself. Also, with this theme this month and why gratitude is important, and I'll go into some of the tools and techniques that you can use, is that many of us will also be still feeling this tender energy, this vulnerability that is coming out through us. So the experiences that we've had, we may still feel like we are in this victim mode, or we may feel like we're completely out of control, completely unbalanced. Some of you guys, what I'm getting from the guides at the moment, it could be unbalanced in terms of your health, your physical health. So maybe something's been niggling away and you've not been paying attention, and you've been kind of avoiding it. So whatever it is you're avoiding, it's going to show up even a little bit more strongly this month. And there may be a sense of loss, confused, and simply WTF. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I would say it out aloud, but then I would be swearing on these insights. So yeah, and just remember that that's all part of this process. It's all part of what's really coming up to be cleared. It's making us more aware of who we are and how we operate and where we are in that moment. So it's about honoring and accepting exactly where you are, and just allowing yourself to be in this holding space, knowing that this holding space is literally a holding space. It's not going to last forever, and we will move out of it quicker than we think we will, as long as we are not fighting the holding space. And I think that's just kind of come through. So whoever needed to hear that, I think that's really important. And I know me myself can, I have that tendency to kind of, right, I'm done with this, I need to move on, because I've got this kind of, I need to keep moving. And so those of us that are like me, that has this kind of, wants to keep moving, we're going to find ourselves, actually, we just need to take a step back and chill. And that may not be easy for some of us that are so used to constantly moving. So when it comes to gratitude, what the guides have said is that, before I go on to that, what they also said, the more we try to understand what we're going through at the moment, the less that we'll actually understand it. So basically, just let it go. Just let it go. Just be okay with not understanding whatever is going on at the moment. It is crazy time, it is confusing time, and there's a lot still going on. So let's come back to what can help you and the practice of gratitude. And what I got was, I'm definitely going to do this myself, is every evening you can just write down 3 things that you were grateful for that happened to you that day or that you experienced in that day, and just 3 things. And if you can't get to 3 things, at least write 1 thing. And if you get more than 3 things, just keep on writing. Also, then you can take it a step further. So as you're kind of going through your day, that you just feel the energy of gratitude. Maybe somebody smiled at you, maybe somebody said thank you, maybe someone appreciated you, or maybe somebody gave you a compliment. Say thank you, and say thank you from this really genuine, sincere place in your body, which comes from the bottom of your heart, where you truly, truly mean it and you're truly, truly grateful for it. And that will start to change the energy within you. And just those little moments will have a bigger knock-on effect. And then also, it could be like when you wake up, just be grateful that you got to have another day. Be grateful for your body, your health, your mind, your energy, your partner, your family, your friends, work, the income that you receive, your health, your pets, and maybe just even grateful for the connection with the universe or the connections that you have, and even the hard lessons that you've learned, maybe that day or in your lifetime. And what this will do in the practice of gratitude, and if you do this while you're in this holding space this month, it's really going to shift our energy, and it's going to help us to see. It's going to reprogram our mindset. It's going to reprogram our perception, and we're going to be able to see more abundance and flow where we just only saw lack and limitation. So there's so many different benefits for practicing gratitude this month. All right, let's move on to the second theme. And the second theme is called slow and steady. So as I've mentioned, we are in this holding space this month. So taking things slow and steady is going to be very, 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 very important. And the guides want you to remember that everything gets done in the most perfect way at the most perfect time. So those of us that have a tendency to keep wanting to go faster and faster and faster and feel that, if I'm not in control of this, if I'm not doing that, then nothing gets done, catch yourself in those moments and just kind of hold, what was I going to say? It's almost like catch yourself in that moment, be kind, compassionate and gentle with yourself, and be curious of why you are needing to do that. And that will then help you to become a little bit more slower and steadier. And it's not about fighting yourself. It's about being curious of why you're wanting to kind of run forward with things. And that is a beautiful clue this month in terms of taking things slowly and taking things steady. Also, the reason why this slow and steady is really important this month, the guides are saying that it gives us time and space for our nervous system to be reset. So we have been going through major energetic shifts that has affected our nervous system, our physical bodies, our mental systems, our energetic systems, and even our emotional systems. So this time, this month, there's going to be a beautiful reset that rebalances all those energies, including our nervous systems. And therefore, it's setting us up for the new kind of phase of this birthing phase that we're going to start to enter into at the end of the month, beginning of October. It also, the slow and steady, when we take things slow and steady, we have time to rest and we have time to restore. So I know some of you have mentioned this to me, that you're feeling extremely, extremely exhausted. That is okay. It's probably because your body needs to recalibrate itself. So the only way that it can do that is to slow you down by making you feel tired. For some of you, you may need to kind of check out what is going on physically with you, because it's pointing to something that may be going on in your physical body. So do just follow your intuition and get that checked out. Also, this slow and steady theme, it's going to help us to trust our own innate, unique guidance system, so our own intuition. So it's helping us to go inwards. Oftentimes when we're moving really fast, we're often interacting with the outside world, and we're kind of calculating and thinking things through and problem solving, versus kind of coming back into ourselves, into our center, and listening to our intuition and letting that guide us the way. So the slow and steady will allow us to really connect with our innate guidance system. It will also help us to strengthen our connection with the universe. Those of you that believe in spirit guides and God, whatever it is, it will help us to connect deeper with something that is way bigger than us and holds a lot more wisdom than we have in our kind of logical mind. It will also help us to stay more grounded. So when we are going slow and steady, we will feel this grounded energy. And with that grounded energy, we will also feel this playful and excitement energy. That's when you know that you're going in this kind of, you're in this space of slow and steady. For those of you that are struggling with the slow and steady, what you may get is clues from your physical body. Maybe you hurt your ankle, maybe you hurt your knee, maybe you can't move as quickly, or you find yourself tripping over things. These are all clues to kind of tell you to take things slow. Some of you may also be experiencing quite a bit of anxiety or panic attacks. Again, it's a sign for you to just slow things down. And these are all clues to help you to understand and unpick programs that you're running. And these are programs and patterns that are running from a place of lack of trust, from a place of where you're needing to control and manipulate, and also from a place of where the ego needs validation. So these will also bring up programs that are ready just to be cleared. And just remember, the slow and steady theme this month is also about preparation. We are preparing for the birth of the new that's going to take place at the end of the month, beginning of October. And the guys just are saying that take full advantage of this time because life will never be the same in a really good way. And they're just saying it's the last month of pregnancy. So I know some of you guys are going to be laughing at me and thinking, oh, what the hell is she talking about? She's absolutely bonkers. Yeah, I know. But I'm also very excited about these energies and what is to come. And I just want to acknowledge that, you know, we can be excited, but we can also be absolutely and utterly terrified of the new. Everything is absolutely okay. So just honor what is coming up for you in this slow and steady space. And oftentimes we don't want to go slow and steady because we're afraid of what we might encounter that is actually inside of ourselves. Just know that whatever you face, you are ready for it and you can handle it. Okay, let's move on to the third theme. And the third theme is called acceptance and alignment. Oh, this is not an easy theme. And I know this is something that I have been moving through around accepting who we are, accepting the journey that we've been on, accepting the life that we've had, and just really accepting, you know, what is showing up for us in that moment. And when we can accept, what the guides are saying is that not only is it really empowering, it's also very liberating. And this theme is really about, it's going to force us to acknowledge and accept that actually we are the creators of our experience. We are either creating something unconsciously or we're creating something consciously. And it's to remember that the things that are happening in the life, the experiences that we're having, it's happening for us, not against us. And I know this is a cliche phrase, but it's so important to remember this, because when you remember this and you apply it on a daily basis, even when you are in the midst of chaos, even when you are in this kind of self-sabotaging cycle, it's almost like it grounds you and roots you into this place. and you can feel more empowered. And when you feel more empowered, the energy starts to shift and you start to attract really cool things into your life. I don't know how else to kind of say that. So the other thing with this theme this month is that as we do lean into acceptance, as I said, it's not an easy thing to do. And the reason why it's not easy to do is because we're going to start to feel the spiky edges of the things that we probably don't want to feel, like spiky edges of self-judgment, the way in which we judge ourselves and the way in which we judge other people. That kind of fight-flight response that we have and the programs we're operating on. And for many of us, it's in ways in which we fight ourselves that we may not be fully conscious of, that we end up projecting out to other people. And this can be really a hard pill to swallow. But if you start to accept it, that's when these programs can start to change and transform. And it opens up more space for us to be more of ourselves. Also, there is unprocessed grief. So many of us, maybe we've been holding on to what I'm kind of seeing is like these little pockets of grief from throughout our lives that we probably haven't processed because life tells us, or the outside world tells us, to kind of move on, crack on with it. And so we just kind of store our grief and pack it away. But it's time to really allow yourself to process the unprocessed grief. And the other one is around self-loathing. So many of you guys, as you go into this acceptance and alignment process, you may start to feel where self-loathing comes up. So just honor it and be okay with it and be curious about it, rather than judging yourself with it or fighting it. So a lot of these things are really linked. So when something comes up, it's easy for us to judge ourselves, to fight ourselves, and rather than sitting with it and honoring it. Also, as we start to accept ourselves and go through this acceptance process, we will see a lot of our inner child wounds coming up, the energy of resentment and jealousy. So whoever we are resenting, situations that we're resenting, people that we're jealous about, and also the energy of hate. And I think that links back to self-loathing, where it's more the hate towards ourselves. And if you find yourself hating things outside of you, just kind of sit with it and say, okay, where is this actually coming from? That's coming from within me. What's inside of me that is hating what's outside of me? And then you'll get a beautiful nugget about who you are and what's ready to kind of be released. And what the guides are also saying, all of these experiences, all these spiky edges that we'll experience this month, it is really good and healthy for us, as long as we allow ourselves to experience it and allow ourselves to move through it. If we don't, we end up storing it in like these secret containers, and these secret containers will just make the guys are kind of saying it makes a liar out of you. So if you're not honoring what you're feeling and you're kind of storing it and making yourself out like I'm totally fine, I've got this all under control, we can then kind of deceive ourselves, and that takes us out of our alignment. So the other things that will happen this month as part of this theme is that areas of our lives will get highlighted where we are comparing ourselves to maybe an old version of ourselves, maybe to our siblings, maybe to other people around us. It will also highlight where we're not fully trusting ourselves or trusting the process or the guidance that we're getting from our spirit guides, from the universe. And this is a hard one to swallow as well, this next one, well, two of them. It will also show us where we may be gaslighting ourselves, or where we have expectations on ourselves and on other people. And the key thing about the expectation is to get really curious about where are they coming from, what part of you is it feeding, and that's going to open up another beautiful healing experience in that. And as this opens up, there's going to be more energy of abundance flowing in, because when we have expectations on ourselves, on other people, whether they're realistic or not, we're kind of blocking the flow of abundance, and we're blocking the magic of the universe. So really, really great to kind of be aware of this stuff. And the more we kind of lean into the process of acceptance, it will help us to align with our soul path, our soul mission, and who we are truly here to be and experience at this time. And what the guides are saying is that we are going through a really major energetic shift in consciousness where we are upgrading, well, it's not even upgrading, we are changing our operating system from fear to love, from head to heart, and from the physical or form to the energetic. So it is big stuff at the moment, so please be kind and gentle with yourself. And I know that's something that I am so learning at the moment. It's not easy for me to do, so I know that message is just as much for me as it is for those of you that are listening to this. All right, let's move on to the fourth and final theme, and this one's really exciting. I think they're all exciting this month. So the fourth theme this month is called Creative Creation. And you know, we've all been going through major shifts over the last 3 or 4 years, clearing out the old and kind of welcoming the new and aligning ourselves to these new energetic frequencies. And what their guides are saying is that this creative creations is about that, because we've done so much clearing, there's so much new space. They're also saying this is really fertile ground for new creations. What I'm seeing is almost like, if you think about for the next 3 months, October, November and December, you're on fertile ground at the moment. So it's about being really conscious about what you're planting, being really intentional about what you're planting, what seeds you're actually planting and what seeds you want to plant, and allow it to come from a place of your heart rather than your head, from love rather than fear, from abundance rather than lack, and then from a place of energy rather than form. So plant these seeds, and you can just imagine that you've got this beautiful garden with fertile soil, and you can be really playful with this. And you can maybe even draw out, like, this is my garden, and maybe you can stick different words of what you want to plant, and they can be the seeds. And it's about, think about whatever it is that you're planting in these fertile grounds. Think about it as a vibration. Think about it as a feeling rather than a tangible outcome in the physical world. When you kind of let go of the tangible outcome in the physical world, you open yourself up to the magic of the universe. And this is going back to that we are not doing this alone. We are working together as human beings, where we have connections with people. We are in partnership with each other, and we're helping each other along on our journey. But also we are in partnership with the universe, with God, with spirit guides. And we're not doing this journey alone. So it's really important to remember. So the more we can just come from a place of frequency and from a place of energy, and the feeling that we want to create and the desires that we have, the more it'll be a lot more easier for things to manifest in physical form when we let go of the actual physical form. So that is going to be really key this month. And what they're saying is, the guides are saying, be playful with it. Come at it from a place of the beginner's mind, from a child's mind, and stay open to learning about yourself, learning about the things that are around you. So the more open you are, the more creative energy that will come through you, and the more whatever your seeds that are planted, the more abundance and fruitful those seeds will be. And I think this is a final reminder from the guides. They just want you to say that you are not alone on this adventure. You are in partnership with spirit, your soul, and people around you. It is a team effort. You do not have to do everything by yourself. And I know I'm totally guilty of that. So yeah, so I hope you have enjoyed these insights. Thank you once again so much for watching this. And if you have enjoyed it, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share this insight with your loved ones, your family, your friends, your colleagues. Feel free to leave a comment below or give us a thumbs up. And then if you are needing some extra support this month, or if you just feel like you want to be part of a community, please come and join the energetic alignment session, which is taking place on Sunday the 17th of September at a usual time at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. UK time. And the theme this month is called Acceptance and alignment, and all of those details will be linked in below. And so yeah, thank you once again. And also, if you haven't subscribed or signed up for my mailing list, please do. I am going to be sharing some offers this month in celebration of doing these insights for 4 years. So keep an eye out on that, and if you're not, just keep an eye out on my Instagram, and I'll put the link here below. Otherwise, have a great month. Stay in the holding space, go slow and steady, and just remember, this is a month for preparation for what's to come. So take it easy. All right, see you next month. Bye for now.